All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the third episode of Standing Room Only PH. And again, with me are my co-hosts, Juanito Gregorio, Mix Peralta, and Luis Boot. We all connected by our common love for basketball and for sports. And we're very happy to have this episode right now. It's going to be the first time na magkakaroon kami ng guest. So, very monumental episode if you must call it for this episode. It's entitled Encore. We're going to talk about the lives of our guests post UAAP. These guys that we're going to introduce in a bit are former UAAP players, former UP Fighting Maroons, who after their collegiate careers with UP decided to go into different paths, and then you'll find out in a bit when we introduce them. And now, without further ado, let me introduce each and every one of our guests. First up, we have former Sabre Stallion, Mr. Chief himself, Jarrell. Good evening, bro.
Good evening. Thanks for having me, guys.
And next up, you have the hefty lefty from LaSalle Green Hills, none other than Gelo Vito. Good evening, Gels.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me.
And last but not the least, we have from the Blackwater Elite, former UBIS Junior Fighting Maroon, one and only Dario.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thank you guys for having us. My batchmates.
Oo nga, yeah, batchmates nga pala. So pare, before we proceed with our main topic of the show, konting current events lang tayo. Anong mga humble opinions, if you must, if you want to comment on the current situation that's been happening in college basketball right now? Yung ika nga famous hashtag Bicol Bubble. Jeg, what do you have to say about the situation? Can you chime in a few 2 cents?
First of all, I think yung issue dun is, holding a bubble. I'm not sure if it was legal or not according to the IATF guidelines, diba? So, for me, that's the biggest issue. Pero with the other things that people are saying, PBA players talking about it, commenting about it, parang for me, you can really compare what they've been through. Although tama, may point sila eh. Pero I don't think you can compare what they've been through and what these players are going through right now. Because first of all, we're in a pandemic. Like, this has never happened ever before. So parang it's not right to compare. And then I think different generations, different personalities. I don't think you can compare. I think as like one of the players na medyo I went through medyo hirap din, 'di ba, when UP wasn't really a good program yet, 'di ba? Walang pagkain, walang magandang facilities. I don't think you can compare and say na parang dapat gawin din nila 'yon. For me, dapat you'll be happy na these young players are getting these kinds of perks and all. So for me, you just have to be happy for the new generation.
All right. Very good insights, Jegs. That's coming from a current PBA player na kung saan maraming PBA players talaga ang nag-comment about itong nangyayari sa Bicol Bubble. Ikaw ba, Gelo, anong feeling mo towards this current issue?
For me, medyo off in a sense na, again, we're in a pandemic, then wala pa sa din sasabihin mo yung mga ganung statement. I mean, we all get your point na you've been through there, di ba? And na naging kumbaga parang na-experience yung hirap tapos ginhawa after. Pero in this time, parang hindi mo na muna iisipin yun eh. For me, hindi mo na muna iisipin yun kasi buhay ang nakataya dyan eh. Diba? In the fact na, I wouldn't say props to UST or I wouldn't say props to Coach Alden, but syempre as a coach, as a competitor, kailangan kumuha ka ng some type of edge against other teams. So kaya niya lang siguro naisipan na magtayo ng bubble. But by the end of the day, the issue here is may pandemic eh. Bakit mo gagawin yun? Kumbaga, you're risking the lives of your players. Kahit sabihin mong you're in a bubble, kahit 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 sa tingin mong safe yung iba pagawa mo or you're practicing all ano yan eh, buhay pa rin yung nakataya dyan eh. And most of those players are below 21. Minors, Mark Nonoy, below 21. Yung ibang mga rookies sila, si Lina, under 21. I mean, and then may take din dun sa sinasabi nila. I mean, pag ako na ilagay mo sa situation na like for me, let's say I'm a parent, tapos isasali ko yung anak ko sa isang bubble. As a parent, kailangan may assurance ako na my kids are safe or dapat provided na lahat. Pero what happened? Yung players na mismo yung nag-complain about it eh. So that goes to show na it won't really work lalo na sa edad nila at their age. Pero siguro kung sabihin mong professional level or much older, baka pwede pa. Kasi syempre, older people tend to be more mentally strong, more resilient. Pero at this time siguro, syempre, by the end of the day, hahanap-hanapin pa rin nila yung boom eh. Diba? So, for me lang, dapat they should have like taken into consideration yung mga risk involved siguro or mga bagay bago pa sana nila ginawa to. Or sana nabigyan sila ng tamang assurance na or tamang paraan para maging successful yung bubble.
Right.
That's my take on it.
Okay. Interesting insights also from Gelo, almost echoing Jego's sentiments as well. Jack, can you give us your 2 cents about the issue?
For me, like what they said, parang ako kasi I have high respect for Coach Alden talaga before, and I think I understand where he's coming from and why he did the bubble, because he wanted to again have this competitive edge. But at the end of the day, parang you have to think of your players din eh. These players aren't really paid to play yet. They're not professional basketball players yet. That's their dream, but at this point, it's not. Hindi pa ganun eh. So I don't think the bubble was actually necessary. And at the end of the day, parang as a player, you care so much for your family right now eh. And most of all players actually play not just to represent their school but also their families. So parang if ikaw yung player tapos nasa bubble ka, you can't help but think of your family the whole time. If everyone's safe, if everyone's healthy, syempre ma-affect ka rin talaga mentally. So ako, I really disagree with the bubble, even though I understand why it was made. But at the end of the day, family comes first, and at this pandemic, you should be with your family and you should always watch out for them.
Yeah, and that families are really at the very core of our culture as Filipinos. And moving on from current events and talking about a school, we now move over to the main part of our episode. And Nage will ask you and intro to you our first topic of the day. Nage,
Right.
take it away.
So, I guess parang nabanggit nga ni Diego kanina na, you guys all started out na sa UP, yung situation nga na yung parang sentiments nung mga PBA players, yung tumutulong court, hindi yung dorm rooms na hindi naman like facilities and all these things, ganyan, di ba? But I guess we wanted to start off with yung core nung UAAP career nyo is bakit ba UP yung pinili niyong school? All of you came from different high schools. I mean, Diego came from UPIS. Si Gelo naman came from LSGH. Tapos ikaw, Jarrell, sa diba? Xavier. So yun nga, I guess let's start off with why did you guys choose UP among any other UAAP or NCAA school? So Gelo, why don't you kick us off with that?
Kasi me at that time I was still recovering from an ACL injury at that time. So hindi ko talaga, wala pa sa isip ko nun kung anong college ang pupuntahan. Kasi obviously, I can't try out, I can't do anything, I can't play basketball. And isang university lang yung napasa kong college entrance test, which was UST. And at that time, parang hindi ko muna pina-prioritize yun. Kumbaga, hindi ko muna pin-prioritize yung basketball. Mas pin-prioritize ko yung saan ako makakapag-aral. Kasi, I mean, hindi ko pa priority yung basketball at that time. Kasi syempre, I'm still recovering. So sabi ko, saan ako makakapag-aral ng maayos. But there were people calling me, recruiting me. CSB was calling me. FEU was calling me at the time kasi nga si Coach Nash yun. And then all of a sudden, I just got this call from my former head coach, si John Flores sa Lasal Green Hills, that sabi niya, kinausap niya daw si Coach Ricky about me, ganyan-ganyan, bumisita daw ako sa practice. So yun, and after that, nakipag-usap ako with Coach Ricky. At that time, parang kakausapin niya pa daw yung doctors ko and may PT ko about kung kamusta ako, ganyan-ganyan, bago nila ako kunin. And then at that time kasi, parang sinabihan na agad ako ni Coach Ricky na first semester may scholarship ka na. So from that point, sabi ko, so mag-UP na ako kasi first of all, may scholarship na ako and nasa University of the Philippines pa ako. So I mean, kasi at that time sa Ateneo, I was being offered Team B, tapos 50% ata yung tuition, tapos yung Team B, ita-tryout ko pa. So might as well, sabi ko, eto, at least may scholarship ako ng first sem, kahit first sem. And then nasa Team B ako. So once na maklear ako, ready to play ako for Team B. So at least yun, naging safe ako na pwede na ako, may school na ako mapupuntahan and hindi pa ganun ka, not that bad. Kasi University of the Philippines yan eh. So from then on, hindi na ako tumingin sa ibang school. Kahit pinipilit pa ako ng parents ko na to look at Ateneo or look at other schools. Hindi na, UP na ako. Scholarship na eh.
Disclaimer nga pala sa mga batang UP students na nanonood. Nung panahon namin, may tuition pa. Hindi pa free education. Kaya pag sinabing scholar ka talaga. Mura pa rin, mas mura pa rin. Pero diba, still. Anyway, Jarrell, go ahead. Ko naman.
Ako, I went to UP for the education. Actually, dream school ko before was Lasal because my dad and sister are from Lasal. So I kind of wanted to follow their footsteps din. Pero the opportunity came sa UP. Parang I passed the UPCAT, tapos kinuha rin ako sa team. So I think it was my dream ever since to play college ball. Kaya I took the opportunity right away.
Question dyan, no?
Ay, yeah. Go ahead.
So, hindi ka baas, tama? Or baas ka?
May scholarship ako, pero wala akong baas contract.
Oo, kasi may spots ang baas eh. So, at least, iba.
Okay. Diego, sorry, go ahead.
For me naman, coming from UPIS, I was really leaning towards UP na coming into college. Although may mga, other schools were recruiting me, mga NCAA usually. I actually trained with Ateneo for mga, I think good, almost a month yata yun. And si Coach Bo pa yung coach doon. So, actually, I was having fun then. Sinasabay ko yung UP and Ateneo training. And then, I just felt home in UP. Both my parents came from UP. They studied in UP. My older brother, studies in UP. Although our eldest sister studied in Ateneo. I was really leaning towards UP. It felt like home. I knew the players, I knew the coaches. Alam ko na kung saan pupunta and where training is. I know how school works in UP. Honestly, si Juanito, he was one of the I would always ask Juanito where to go. Honestly, kasi he's my closest friends, diba? So I was asking advice from him. So syempre, medyo may bias din siguro na syempre UP din yan si Juanito. Gusto niya mag-UP din ako. Pero he would always tell me na at the end of the day, you can ask advice. At the end of the day, it's just you. Ikaw pa rin magde-decide. So I think no regrets ako. UP was probably the best decision that I made. It felt like home talaga in UP. So it wasn't a question.
Okay. Siguro in relation na lang to that, no? So, jump na rin tayo. I want to ask you guys, ano ba yung how was the transition from the dark days to the winning culture, 'di ba? Kasi I know nakita ko naman kayo individually kung paano tayo from almost nothing to ngayon medyo nanalo. I just want ano ba yung experience ng transition from that dark days. So Jegs?
Siguro I'll just share our experiences during those dark days na yun nga, it was I really remember CHK pag umuulan. May tulo, may balde sa floor para saluhin yung tulo para hindi mabasa, diba? So imagine training, playing 5-on-5, tapos may balde doon, kailangan mong iwasan muna. So bawal ka tumira doon, bawal ka dumaan doon. We wouldn't have, wala tayong recovery meal that time, no? From time to time meron, pero parang and we end at 8-9, so wala na masyadong open. So honestly, sometimes syempre lucky kaming tatlo na may bahay kami na uuwian, so may food naman doon, diba? Pero imagine the dormers, bro. Imagine mo yung dormers, like saan sila kukuha ng pagkain, diba? So that was the scenario at that time. And during the, let's say, my first few practices, medyo na culture shock din ako eh. Coming from high school na I was used to, being there 2 hours before practice, an hour before practice to do extra work, ganun. And coming from the national team na, may good habits, winning habits. When I came to UP, parang medyo nagulat ako. Not to parang look down naman to our seniors at that time. Pero I think it was just really ingrained in the culture of UP at that time na parang sometimes people would get to practice mga 10 minutes before the actual start. 10 to 15 minutes before the actual. So nagugulat ako parang, ba't ganun? Wala pang warm-up yun. Some even di pa nakatali yung shoes, nag-huddle na. Parang ganun. So for me, parang it was an eye-opener. I knew something had to change. And luckily with the three, si Gelo, Jarrell, even sila Paul, parang na-realize namin na something really had to change. So I think kami, as rookies, di kami nagpakain sa sistema nung time na yun. We would train before practice, we would do extra work after practice. Diba, iinisin pa nga tayo nun Jels, Jack, pag mag-shooting after practice, parang,
baka mag-PBA na kayo niyan.
Mag-PBA.
Sobrang common na yan.
Tigil nyo na, diba? So parang, so you would really see now, wala ka nang makikitang ganun. Season 81, everyone was there hours earlier. Everyone was shooting extra shots hours after. And parang grabe. Parang it was just, I'm just really grateful where the program is right now. Just we would talk about it pa with my dad, rest in peace. He would always tell us na, kayong batch niyan, you, Gelo, Jarrell, kayong batch yung magdadala ng ng parang UP sa taas and stuff. So yun sila Paul. Parang grabe, it actually came true. Although we didn't win the championship, we would have loved to win that. Pero I think we did our best naman. And I'm just really grateful for where the UP program is right now. Sobrang thankful sa Nowhere to Go But Up, all the alumni that helped us. Of course, Coach Bo for setting up a great program, all our coaches. We're just really grateful to be part of that experience and process. Coming from the dark days to now the great program of UP na, getting better as always. I don't think anyone can experience that. Kami lang yun pwedeng maka-experience na from the dark days to I think that was really our batch.
Thanks, Jegs. So, si Jegs, well, nakita ko yung dark days na UPIS going to the good days. So, nakita ko rin yung struggle ni Jegs na dark days from UP to dark days ng to now, the winning culture of UP. So, I've really seen him struggle and succeed as well. So, I'd like to hear Jack. So, ano yung experience naman?
Sa akin, just to add yung kay Diego, one of the biggest culture shock sa akin coming into UP was bawal ka mag-extra work eh. Kasi,
Nagalit si Papa Rod.
kasi parang,
Bakit
Isasara yung gym eh. Isasara yung gym.
Bakit ang aga nyo? Bakit late na kayong
ah,
matapos?
so parang kung mag-huddle na at the end of the practice, biglang pagtingin mo, wala na yung mga bola, nakalock na. Tapos paghihingin mo, papauwiin ka na. Yung gano'n. Yun yung parang biggest culture shock for me coming into UP. And then aside from that, just to add din kay Jegs, yung I think the mindset na wanting to win has always been with us ever since, pati our seniors namin even during the dark days. It was just that I guess parang we were contented back then na parang okay, we tried to win, but we didn't win, but we tried, so it's fine. Parang ganun. Ganun yung parang nagiging vibe before. And then yeah, it was just a crazy slow transformation until right now na parang di kami papayag kung matatalo kami, or if matalo man kami dito, we have to talk about it and we have to do something in order to bounce back, parang ganun. So I think those are like the biggest transformations na we felt and we're really proud of. And I think the credit for all that is not just to us players, but also to the seniors back then, to the management for always believing in us, for the past coaching staff who always tried to think of ways to make us improve. So it's like a really long process, but at the same time, at least parang you can see the fruits of all the hard work and the tough times.
Okay, thanks, Ja. That's really, well, I've really seen you guys struggle. So, babati naman daw si King Bulldog, Kyle Napes.
Kabayan!
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 Kabayan! Kabayan!
So going to Gels, ikaw. I mean, nakita ko si Gels. Gels was part of the batch pa ng 014 before the batch ng 113. I mean, andun ka na, nasa UP ka na. Nasa UP
na ako
Nasa UP ka na noon. So,
Match natin yun sa Team B, Juanito.
tayo.
Exactly. Talk about that experience.
Ito lang share ko lang yung isang story talaga na I mean tumatak lang sa akin na well, maraming story sa buong UP stay ko na medyo tumatak sa akin. Pero
Ano ba yung mga story na yun?
when it comes to the struggle talaga, may teammate kami sa Team B before, si Charles Yap.
Yun. Idol yan.
Si Charles was magaling siya, batchmate ko sa Lasal, and he's bound for sure, he's bound to be Team A at some point. Pero during one of our practices sa CHK, sa Annex pa yun, medyo ginagawa pa yung
nakita ko yun.
CHK, yung CHK Annex na yung new gym. At that time, butas-butas yung floor. Tapos nag-scrimmage kami. Sobrang intense yung scrimmage na yun. Umaabot kami ng 9:30. Kasi pukuan eh. And then, during isang play, fast break yun, kumuha siya ng outlet pass. Nakatapak siya ng butas. Punit yung ACL niya. I was like, tangina, bakit ganito? Bakit ganito kami dito? So, ayun, I mean, kasi syempre ako, galing akong ACL injury nun. So, to see someone with a very good potential na pwede mag Team A will go down dahil lang sa facility, dahil lang sa kung anong meron ngayon. I mean, and from then on, he tried out, but he never got his groove back. So, I mean, from that story pa lang, kita mo na talaga na literal wala kami. We would practice ng sa Team B nun. We would practice after ng Team A, which was like 7 to 9 ng gabi. Tapos during games namin, yung first ever game namin sa Father Martins, I had to borrow my jersey kay Andrew Harris kasi wala kaming jersey at that time. Tapos nung nasa Team B ako, ito pa, yung water namin, hinihiram pa namin sa Team A. Kumbaga yung isang galon ng tubig.
Yung tira-tira.
namin sa
Yung
Team A.
tira-tira.
Yung tira-tira pa. Yung
Tira-tira.
tira-tira pa.
Grabe.
Okay.
Good times, man. Good times.
Tapos
Ayun,
ito
may
pa.
manager na yung Team B.
Tapos ito pa.
Ako yun.
Tapos ito pa. Ano yun? Sasakay kami sa kotse ni Vince kasi wala kaming service. Sisiksika kami sa kotse ni Vince kasi wala eh. Walang sasakyan, walang service pupunta doon. So, I mean, coming from that, as ito pa, kalagitnaan ng Father Martin season namin, nagpalit ng coaching staff, di ba? Wala kaming coach. Pumunta kami ng game, kalaban namin yung NU.
Pero si Julius Wong.
Alfred Aro, dumating si Julius Wong at saka si Raul Soyut. Nakachinelas pa.
Every assistant coaches, bro.
Kasi hindi nila alam kung ano mangyayari. Hindi nila alam eh. Kaya nila may coach yung pala wala. So napilitan si Wong mag-coach. I mean coming from that experience. Actually, so kung tutuusin, medyo maswerte pa ng konti si Jarrell at si Diego kasi never nila na-experience.
Tama.
Never nila na-experience yun. Tapos ito pa, kaming nasa Team B, kung gugustuhin man namin mag-extra work, syempre, nagpa-practice yung Team A. Di, pangyari, pag ginagamit ni Coach Ricky yung kabilang side, syempre, yung Team B shooting. Papagalitan ka pa ni Coach Ricky. Mumurahin ka pa.
Sisigawan tayo.
Sigawan pa kami. Magsilahis kayo. Kikita nyo, nagpa-practice kami. Gaganin kami ni Coach Ricky. Syempre, gamit yung ibang court. So, wala kaming gagawin. Mag-aantay talaga kami until 7 para makapag-practice.
7 to 9 tayo, no, bro? Maabot nga tayo.
7 to 9.
Intensan.
Maabot pa kami ng 10 nun. So, I mean, coming from all those stories to where the UP program is right now, sobrang blessed sila ngayon. Kasi I'm happy na ganun yung nangyari. Kasi yung mga current players ngayon, they won't experience those, yung hirap eh. Kumbaga set na sila. Kumbaga, ang gagawin lang nila, mag-basketball. Yun lang. Kami noon, ang pinoproblema.
Medyo connected din to dun sa UST eh. Parang if you compare it, parang our perspective is na parang okay, the program is how it should be. Kung paano yung program ngayon, that's how it should be. I think it should set a standard nga for programs na, diba? If these are athletes, if you want to take care of them, and if you want them to be great athletes, diba? If you can, provide them with as much as you can, diba? So, tama rin yung mga, I read this article si Coach Bo, sabi niya, you can't really make a good program without funds and without the help of the alumni and all that. So, I think that's true as well. And also, just to share na, he was also telling us na we had talent before. Gel, nung 113, we had talent. We had Mikey, we had JR, diba? Pero I remember one of the first things that Coach Bo told us was we didn't have any experience winning. So wala tayong paghahawakan na, ganito pala yung kailangan gawin para manalo. So eventually, throughout the years from our 3rd year, 4th year, 5th year, doon na natin na slowly na experience na, okay, if we win, help will come. And then, eventually it's just gonna go up from there. So, nowhere to go but up talaga. To be honest, perfect. Sobrang perfect nung name na yun.
Tsaka, when the years have passed, yung mga times na nag-start si Coach Bo noong 2016 and the year progressed, laging nagagalit sa amin si Coach Bo pag tatamad-tamad kami, pag pangit yung nilalaro namin. Kasi for him kasi, we have, kumbaga, na-experience na namin manalo eh. Alam na namin kung paano manalo eh. So, dahil lang alam nyo manalo, tatamad-tamad na kayo kasi feel nyo kung mananalo kayo lagi. It's not, yun lagi sinasabi, that's not always the case. May mga practices na nag-aaway-aaway kami, nagagalit sa amin si Coach Bo kasi kaya naming manalo eh, pero hindi namin pinapakita in games and in practices. Kaya siya nagwawala at times sa amin.
I guess that's a really good point for the three of you being in the program that was, let's say, in the low of lows. And now that it's grown, you all agree that you feel no spite, that the current players are not going to experience the harsh conditions you did. So that's a great point. On another perspective, I guess it's time to ask what's about the favorite when you experience that high na towards the latter part. Because the four of us, yung me, Migs, Javi, and Juanita, we were all there in the Adamson game too. We were there cheering our hearts out, and I'm sure that was our favorite moment. Now I'd like to ask each of you. I guess I'll start with Jarrell. What was your most memorable or favorite UAP moment?
Uh, Parang hirap ng question But,
Give it to
siguro,
example, bro. Okay lang.
but, ano ba? Siguro yung favorite moment ko ng UAAP would be the game versus Lasal. Kasi in a way, do or die yun for us eh. If we won the game, we assured the third spot? Third spot, yeah.
Third spot.
Pero if we lost that game, laglag kami. So, or no chance at all. So, coming into that game, parang, alam mo yun, there's no assurance na mananalo ka. Kasi, I mean, Lasal was a really tough team that time. And then at the same time, may balita na bumalik si Samuel, which he really did play in that game. So I don't know. I think things just really fell into place for us. We played such a great game as a team. Na we won by a lot actually, and everyone played well. Everyone contributed. So, and right after the game, it's like parang I'm sure Gelo and Diego Paul all felt this na parang ito na yun. This was once a dream when we entered UP, and after 4 years, we finally felt it. So I think that was one of the best UAP experiences.
Yun ba yung cake game?
Yes, it was the cake game.
Oh, the cake game.
Natin ng cake si Coach Bo sa
The cake game.
Yeah, I remember that game also kasi the Daliano family was in the row in front of me. Tas si tita, hawak-hawak lang niya yung rosary. So, feeling ko yun talaga yun. Kasi medyo
Divine intervention.
samtaan Pero,
Yung secret
kasal ni
weapon.
tita, yun talaga yun.
Tita.
Ako, di ako religious, pero gusto ko rin hawakan yung rosary niya.
Pero to tell you honestly guys, yung that game entering that game against Lasal, parang there was a vibe in us na parang tangina sure panalo to.
Oh, bro.
Ganun eh. Ganun yung feeling eh.
Oh.
Ganun yung feeling. Na
Parang kumpiyansa lahat, no?
Kumpiyansa kami lahat na parang once na pag-step namin sa court, sure ball alam na namin panalo na. Tapos yung unang bitaw, kasi yung unang tira nung game na yun was I think a 3 points from Paul or from June. No, like talagang in-execute yung first play ng tama. Sabi ko panalo na to. Kasi first
Tapos
play pa
yung
lang
defense,
tama
no?
eh. Tapos yung defense namin on
Sila
point.
Melesio, sila diba?
On point, lalo na yung pinractice namin sa yung pinractice naming defensive scheme sa lahat ng mga plays nila, salong-salo namin sila. So parang kami, sure ball to, panalo to. So yun, I mean, it was an almost perfect game kasi they never got a lead eh. Kumbaga, our biggest lead was like 15. Tapos
Agree ako sa'yo dyan. Third quarter pa lang, naghanap na ako ng ticket eh. Para sa Final Four.
Papasok na eh.
Tatawag na ako. Hanapan niyo yung ticket. Ganyan. Tanong-tanong na ako sa mga kilala ko.
That was a great game to watch. Yeah, sa season 81, yan yung unang game na umiyak ako. Pero hindi yan yung last. So, Jello, you started it off na rin. What's your favorite UAP moment?
Oh, shoot.
Alam ko na
Copy ko.
Alam ko na to.
Dami yan, men.
Copy ko.
Hindi yun. Kasi losing season yun eh. Losing season yun. Kasi after nung game na yun,
Team sport.
after nung game na yun, nanalo tayo against Lasal. And then after nun, syempre, pressure build up. Sabog tayo. Diba? Sabog tayo. Pero for me, I think yung UAP moment siguro was that corner 3 against Ateneo. That corner 3 against Ateneo, I swear. Kasi at that time, parang lagi kami dikit against Ateneo. Kumbaga, practice tune-up ata or basta lagi kami dikit sa Ateneo. Tapos first round din, dikit din kami sa Ateneo noon. Pero Tapos may parang thing lang na parang the whole game, dikit lang kami sa Ateneo for some reason. Laging dikit lang. Tapos hindi pa naglalaro si Ike. For some reason, hindi naglalaro si Ike. So parang kami, pwede pang ipanalo to. So yun, na parang magandang moment kasi siya kasi first time after 9 years, tinalo yung Ateneo. And second, it was against Top Baldwin. And third, second round yun. So yung kumpiyansa ng Battle of Katipunan, dala-dala mo na yun hanggang next year. Tinalo namin yung Ateneo. Diba? Isang taon mong dala yun na parang, tinalo namin yung Ateneo. Diba?
There's something about beating Ateneo talaga, no?
There is talaga na parang atangin na hari kami ng Katipunan ng kalahati ng taon.
Amin yung UP Town.
Never na tayo nanalo after that. So yun, tsaka yung 2016 year na yun, it's more of like you call this parang transitional phase kasi diyan na unti-unti nang nagiging team namin, yung batch namin. Kumbaga kami yung nagiging core kasi nawala na si at that time yun yung last year ni Jet Manuel. Last year ni Dave Moralde. So ang mga naiwan na doon was ako, si Jero, si Jego, si Jarrell, si Paul, si senior namin noon pare si Paul Romero, si Andrew Harris. Yun yung mga senior namin at the time. So at that time si Pau at saka si Drew. Kumbaga sila yung senior na hanggang dulo. Kumbaga kung saan pupunta yung team, sama kami. Kumbaga kung saan tayo dadalhin ni Coach Bo or ni Paul, sama tayo. And sila yung mga seniors na ganun. Kumbaga they don't take they don't take the spotlight. Kumbaga wala kaming pakialam and they're very grateful na they got that experience.
I can agree to that. So for context for everyone watching, Gelo was pertaining to season 80, second round. And that was
79.
79.
79. And that was the start of the turn of the tide because season 80, one game away from the final four.
Yes.
Before season 81, where our three guests were the seniors and made it all the way to the finals. So now I'd like to ask Jego, how about you? What's your favorite UAP moment?
Although marami, pero I think it's the game 2 against Adamson, bro. I don't think any moment can top that, bro. Especially that last part na, I think last few seconds, Adamson had the ball. I was guarding Lastimosa, bro.
Si JD.
Yeah, kami ni JD. I was guarding Lastimosa. Tapos, the play was for him tas ball screen. It was supposed to be a switch. Kami ni Jades. So, akin si Lastimosa, I think JD. Di nag-switch si JD. I went over the screen, right? Di siya nag-switch. So, parang medyo my challenge was sa side. Parang side na yung challenge ko eh. Tapos bro, honestly, yung ball, it almost went in. So I was like, no way. Tapos pag rebound ko ng ball, bro, that was the best feeling. I got the rebound eh. So when I got the rebound, I threw it up. Bro, matagal ko ng dream yun eh, since bata pa ako. Like, ano yung perfect time to gawin yun? Sabi ko, ito na yun, like, game 2, first time to the finals after 32 years. So when I got the rebound, I just threw it up. I was like, tapos nag-buzzer. Bro, like, honestly, I don't think anything can top that. Grabe yung game na yun, bro. I couldn't hear anyone. Parang sobrang wild yung atmosphere. Tapos after that, I just went straight to my mom, hugged her, went to Mikey, my senior, hugged him right away. To Coach Alan, I saw him in the stands. Bro, like, parang I felt like family, like the whole community really like parang naging together after that game. And then I think that's where I got my confidence din eh. Parang when we achieved that, I was like, wow, grabe. Like, parang it made me like that hard work really works, bro. Like, kahit sometimes di mo makikita na parang mag-work pa ba tong hard work. Pero nung moment na yun, we had the moment, me, Jarrell, Gelo, we were like naka-huddle kami parang ito yun, bro. Like, this is the moment that we've all been working hard for. All the extra hours of shooting, in between classes, like all those things, it all led up to that. And wala, grateful. Even though of course, we didn't win the championship, but we made it to the finals after 32 years. Still something to be proud of, right? So, yeah.
I guess before I turn it to Javi, I guess I won't get the chance again. Being a big fan of UP, I just want to say thank you to the three of you. Being the seniors, that season was amazing. That was
Grabe yan.
amazing. Thank you.
Grabe yan.
Yeah, I think we can all truly agree that between the four of us, if not the best moment for us watching a UAP basketball game, it would really be on the top of our list at least. And before we move on, short shout out lang tayo. We have to shout out to G Tum Din. She commented on the first video we posted, the first botched live video, and she commented, "Pare, you're awesome." And for a starting podcast like Standing Room Only PH, that's
Thank
really
you.
big appreciation for us, and shout out to you. Much love. And I think I saw also kanina Coach Bo Perasol is watching. Coach Bo, hello. Thank you for
Hey,
watching
Coach
us.
Bo!
Coach,
Papa
Coach
Bo!
Bo!
Have your
What's up,
day.
Coach?
Hi, Coach.
Okay, enough of the past, no. Let's go to the present right now. The the reason why we really got you to guest on this episode was because after your collegiate careers, you three guys took different paths, no, very contrasting paths after your collegiate career. Jago, being having the de facto path, that's really the dream of most of the collegiate players. So, I mean, if you get to play in the collegiate ranks, I think one of your goals, definitely, if not your only goal, is to make it to the PBA. So, how describe your journey going into the draft, deciding for the draft? I understand that you really thought about it really hard because there were a lot of doubters that were picking the odds against you, and just talk to us about that.
well, it all started, I think after the finals. So, personally, I kind of played well in the finals. I think medyo whole second round of that season, I kind of played well. So I was really thinking about it, like, should I enter the draft or not? So I was asking mga mentors ko. So I asked Coach Alan, he was like, just go for it. I asked Coach Alex Cabagnot. He told me na you just played in the biggest stage of basketball in the Philippines. Even bigger, sabi niya, even bigger than the PBA pa kasi UAAP, bro, like UAAP finals, diba? So sabi niya, that's no doubt. I talked to Coach Bo then. He was like, you have the discipline, you have the hard work to do it. Take your chances. Coach Nicola was also a big factor. He told me na just do it. Like, you work hard. A lot of pro players, NBA players, PBA players, they didn't even have a name college, or they didn't really get a lot of playing time, but then succeeded in the pro level. So mga stories like that really inspired me. I even asked Kiefer, I was asking him mga tips on how to prepare for the draft. Bro, dami. Like, I'm just thankful for all the people who helped me. Yan, sila Wanits, they've always been there. Coach Charles too. I honestly asked him parang what should I work on, going into the pros. And he was really honest with me, so I'm really grateful for that. Pero my biggest factor was really my dad. So coming into the draft, I decided na this was our dream. I was a kid. We used to just learn basketball just to work hard together. We used to do extra work after practice. He would bring me to practice. He was basically my first coach. So siya nagtuturo ng mga skills sa akin. He would watch all my games from afar though. Like, he's not like the other parents na he would like parang coach you on the court, diba? He would always be watching from afar. So parang I was thinking, this is it eh. Probably just take the chance na to get to finally fulfill the dream, diba? So for me, I just took it and I just prayed to God. And luckily, He blessed me with the opportunity. Sobrang grateful ako sa Blackwater for, giving me that opportunity. And that's when I realized that hard work really works. Like all the consistent hard work, it's really gonna pay off in the end. I think that's what happened. And I'm just really grateful for, the Blackwater management, for the coaches, for, giving me a chance. And now I'm on my second year, still getting better, still trying to, improve in all the little ways to, improving my body, my skills, like the way I read the game. So stuff like that, I think it just doesn't stop the getting better part. But I'm really happy na yung journey to the PBA went like this, and it was really humbling, and I'm just grateful for it.
All right, solid answer, Diego. It's really the dream of every Filipino kid playing basketball to make it to the pros. But Gelo here took a different path, slightly different. Some also former collegiate athletes tend to take this path, especially if you went to UP or UST where there are sports science programs. Gelo, what factored into your decision taking the coaching route? We understand that you're still playing in the MPBL, but is this something that you're gonna really focus on, or are you still gonna do it half and half? Having your playing career and your coaching career.
Hindi kasi the story talaga was kahit si Diego, sila Mikey, they were telling me na after that finals, they were telling me na, bro, put in your name in the draft. Magpa-draft ka. But there were some technicalities na hindi ako 100% sure kasi nga they were saying na in order for you to be eligible for the draft, you have to have at least 7 games sa PBA D-League. At that time, yung PBA D-League ko nun was school-based. So first issue yun. So pwede ba yun? So second was, I never got to play 7 games. Siguro 2 games lang ata out of the entire D-League season at that time. Kasi mga kasabayan namin was sila Kevin Ferrer, Raymond Aguilar. So I never really had the chance to play that much. So yun pala, nalaman ko na to the day after ng deadline ng submission was dapat kahit nasa active list ka for at least 7 days. That was the rule. Hindi pala yung may minutes ka. So yun pala yung rule. So nalaman ko na lang siya after sa deadline submission. So hindi na ako nakapag-draft. Nakapag-submit ng entry for the draft. So when all of that was over, so nag-isip na ako ng other way kung paano ko, kasi I've decided na right then and there na next year I'm gonna apply for the draft. And then at that time wala akong team sa PBA D-League, walang kumukuha sa akin team sa PBA D-League. Tapos at that time ongoing pa yung MPBL, so hindi rin ako pwedeng sumali nun. So buti na lang kaibigan ko si Jarrell. Best friend ko si Jarrell.
Yeah.
So dinala niya ako sa dinala niya ako sa para sabi niya, Brad, sumama ka na lang sa akin kasi kasi I was supposed to go to Marinero ata or Gelo sa PBA D-League, pero punta ka na makipag-tryout ka sa sa Wangs basketball. Punta ako doon. Nag-tryout kami, ganyan. And then right there and there sinabi kagad sa akin ni Jarrell, Jels, baka hindi ka nakunin kasi late ka na nga daw dumating. So dinraft pa nila na at that time was si Troy Reich. So big man na naman. Tapos may Arvin Tolentino pa. So, parang ako, sabi ko, to, ba't di nyo kukunin? Galing akong UAAP finals. Di nyo kukunin.
Yan lang Gelo Vito na kilala namin.
Parang ako, sige, oo lang ako ng oo kay Jarrell. So practice
lang po.
Practice lang ako ng practice. Sige, practice ka, ganyan. Then yun na, eventually, kinuha din ako kasi hindi tumuloy si Troy Reich. Kasi hindi sila nagkasundo sa contract negotiation. So I'm blessed na dinala ako ni Jarrell sa Wangs. Pero at the same time, nagko-coach na ako sa Lasal Greeners noon. I got a call. Natapos yung UAAP December. I got a call from Carl Santos, head coach ng LSGH. I got a call January. Got a call from him January. He's asking me if ano bang plans mo, ganyan. Sabi ko lang na parang I'm kind of free. May PBA D-League lang ako, pero I have a lot of free time. Kasi graduate na ako, wala naman ako ibang ginagawa. So parang sinabi niya sa akin, ganito, ako na magiging head coach ng LSGH, ang NCAA. Gusto ka namin kunin as strength and conditioning coach. And then sabi niya, ito ba yung kaya ako napa-oo sa kanya kasi ito yung sabi niya sa akin. Kukunin ka namin strength and conditioning coach, and at the same time we will help you pursue yung dream mo na to prepare for the PBA draft, to play in the D-League or to play in the MPBL if ever. Sabi ko, sige, as long as walang conflict sa games or sa practices, game ako. Sige, I mean, total naman, ikaw naman yan, ikaw yung magiging quote-unquote boss ko. So, kilala naman kita. So, might as well try it. Kumbaga, subukan ko. Kasi, to be honest, after the UAAP finals, hindi ko alam kung anong gagawin. I mean si Diego siguro, set niya na yung utak niya for the PBA draft after the finals. Na-set niya na yung utak niya. Si Jarrell naman, syempre nag-aaral pa si Jarrell noon, so medyo inclined pa siya with studies. Ako talaga wala talaga akong ginagawa. So might as well, sabi ko, sige, let's put the degree into good use. So, yun, tinanggap ko yung offer, and at the same time, dyan na rin pumasok yung MPBL. Mikey called me, kailan yun? A month before opening, May. Mga ganon, April, May. Basta late April or early May, tumawag sa akin si Mikey na, sabi niya, bro, sumama ka na sa amin, ganyan-ganyan, may MPBL team ako, ganyan-ganyan, gusto ka namin kunin. Tapos hindi niya pa sinasabi sa akin kung sino yung coach. Apparently, it was his dad. So, ayun. Then they were looking for a big man na may shooting, ganyan. So, yun, typical Mikey Reyes, nagpa-cooking naman ako, nagpa-cooking kami ni Jarrell. In the end, kami rin pala iniwan. So yun, pero yung MPBL, that MPBL experience was a really wild one. I mean sobrang wild na parang ang dami naming na-experience ni Jarrell na kung ano-ano. Pero it was a very fruitful experience naman kasi we got to travel eh. Siyempre, teammate namin si Gerald Anderson, di ba? Tsaka JJ Helter Brand. So we got to travel. Yung experience naging maganda. We got to different places. Ako, nakapunta ako ng Basilan. I never ko in-imagine my whole life na makakapunta ako ng Basilan. Tapos, nakapunta kami ni Jarrell ng Dubai. Nakapunta kami ng Canada.
Ng 2 days.
Ng 2 days, nag-Canada kami after Christmas. Isipin mo pare, ganun kami. Punta kami ng Canada ng Christmas Day. We flew out of Manila Christmas Day on 25th. Noche Buena lang, tapos diretso na ng airport. Tapos yun, then umuwi din kami New Year's Eve. Ganun lang kami kabilis doon.
Jet setter ka.
So I mean, that experience siyempre hindi naman naging ganun kaganda yung experience when it comes to winning and losing sa MPBL. Kasi obviously we only won like 3 games. Pero the experience was really fruitful, I must say. Kumbaga lagay mo na sa experience lahat yun.
Solid. Jarrell, ikaw naman, you also played in the MPBL. In fact, you and Gelo were teammates. Tapos, has it always been a plan? Oh yeah. Okay, ang bandera ng
Represent.
Shout out din sa kaibigan natin si Mikey Reyes. Sana nanonood siya. Mikey, I'm a fan of your work.
Mabuhay ka, Mikey. Mabuhay ka.
Mabuhay ka.
Mabuhay ka, master.
Mabuhay ka, master.
Anyway, ayun nga. You played in the MPBL. And now, I was asking for what you're doing right now. Sabi mo you're working now with a technology company, and to be more specific about it, sa marketing department. Was it always your plan to work in corporate?
Yeah, actually, unlike sina Diego and Gelo, actually, yung dream ko lang talaga was to play college ball, to represent the university and compete at the premier level of college basketball. And then, I think coming into UP, I knew afterwards I wanted to work. I didn't really have plans of going to the PBA, so it was an easy answer for me kung magpapadraft ako or hindi. I chose that route, and yun, na-delay kasi ako in my schooling. So that's why I played in the MPBL and in the D League, because I felt like at that time parang right after 5 years of playing the UAAP, it's like you just go to school and then your body's just parang may hinahanap yung katawan mo ganun. So yun, that's why I played in MPBL to gain the experience then, and at the same time grateful ako. It wasn't the best experience kasi we didn't win the championship or we didn't even make the playoffs, tapos medyo magulo yung nangyari. But at the same time, blessed kasi I met so many people sa MPBL. Tapos me and Gelo even had the opportunity to be in the same room with Boss Manny, get his autograph, ganun, which was always been a childhood dream of ours. So I think those experiences are something na are very I'm very grateful of experiencing. So yun, so right now I'm working for a technology company, Realme, sa marketing department nga, and yun. So that's what I've been up to lately.
I guess like tanong ko lang, like as a fan of basketball, I just wanted to ask like how did your basketball career really develop your soft skills in work? Yung outside of yung paano mo na-apply yung natutunan mo sa court or natutunan mo sa training, being part of a team, to how you're working right now in your company?
I think there are three things na from my experiences in basketball na I really got to bring sa work. So first is being a team player, na you're being used to working with other people, you're used to dealing with other people. And the next would be parang being competitive, basically, na parang if you don't, sa work kasi syempre new environment, you don't really understand most of the things, pero palaban ka eh, so you really want to understand these things to accomplish these things. And the most important thing na I got from basketball that I'm applying right now sa work would be being able to adapt quickly. Because in basketball, di ba, maraming mga scenarios, experiences, plays, and you have to get it quickly. You have to adapt to those things quickly. So being in that environment for more than half of my life has trained me to be a person like that. So it's really helped me a lot in my job right now.
Thanks.
All right. Well, guys, I think masyado tayo nagiging seryoso, no? So I would want to go out of the box na yun. I would want to ask you something not related to us. Okay? Who is your NBA champion and why? Who is your NBA champion and why? So, I think si Diego kasi magpo-Portland yan eh, pero out na yung Portland Jets. Bawal mo na sagutin yun. Okay. So, doon ka sa iba. Gusto ko unahin unahin na si Jegs. Sinong team mo magcha-champion sa NBA?
Eliminated na yung Portland.
Hindi, kasi Dame time talaga ako eh. Dame time.
Wala na eh. Don time na, bro.
Bye na yun.
Bye na siya ngayon.
Since bye si Dame time, I would say Lakers, bro. No, I'm not joining the bandwagon, pero I think with the talent that they have, LeBron, AD, and with the way they're playing right now, parang I think they have the chance, especially let's say who are the top teams in the East, Celtics, Milwaukee. I think they could match up with them. I think the hurdle lang for the Lakers is probably Clippers. Diba? I think they had a hard time against them during the season, diba? Pero I think, yeah, dude, I think Lakers yung team nila, even though they're missing some players, I think they can still, they can win a championship, bro, like with the talent that they have. And also for Kobe, bro. Like, I think that would be a great story. 2020 with what's happening with 2020, and then Kobe passing away, tapos Lakers win the championship. Like that would be the one of the craziest stories if ever that happens, diba? Parang for sure Kobe was really part of that, even if wala siya dun, like, diba? Like probably, diba, divine intervention from Kobe, probably that happened. So, diba parang for me ano yan eh. Parang it would be a great story. Great story yun. Tsaka, LeBron being in the parang medyo latter part of his career na, I think it's the perfect time for him to get another ring.
Surprised ako actually na Lakers ka. Dahil every 5 times tayo magto-2K, 4 doon, Milwaukee. So,
sa 2K, Milwaukee undefeatable talaga eh. Milwaukee sa 2K.
Sprint Giannis ka lang, diretso sa ring eh.
wala.
Unstoppable.
Exactly.
Cheat code.
Ikaw, Ja.
Na yun. Panuhin ko magamit.
Ikaw, Ja, tingin mo, sino magcha-champion this year?
Ako kampe ako sa Miami eh.
Wow,
what dark horse, ha?
Dark horse.
Layo.
Actually, wala talaga ako NBA team, but I really like Miami. Yung composition nila, tapos how they play. And
the way
everyone,
they play,
with the way they play. So, and everyone wants an underdog story. Kaya, yun, Miami.
Tingin mo kaya nila mo upset ang Milwaukee?
Kaya. Kasi Bam can play defense sa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kaya malaking bagay yun.
Tsaka may Tyler Hero cards ako, bro. Kaya yung
Kailangan tumaas.
Babalik sa cards.
Kailangan tumaas.
Investment pala yun.
Investment.
Agree rin
Ikaw,
na
Jens.
si Eric Spoelstra super under the radar lagi. Pero magaling talaga si Eric Spoelstra. Even after LeBron left, he's kept Miami up there. So agree ako with Jarrell.
I think that's really been his calling card, bro. Being the underdog, because he started out as a video coordinator. He worked up the ranks, and now that he's the head coach of the team, he's trying to prove that to everybody.
Medyo yung start lang niya na under siya ni LeBron. Alam mo, pag nasan si LeBron, feeling mo si LeBron yung head coach eh. So never actually talaga na spotlight yung galing ni Eric Spoelstra eh.
Yeah, parang he came out of his shell when LeBron left.
Ikaw, Jels, sino tingin mo magcha-champion sa NBA? Hindi kasama Imus.
Pare, hindi pa tapos ang MPBL, pare. For me, when it comes to, kumbaga, kung hanggang dulot talaga, I would say Boston. I would say Boston.
Dark horse din from the East,
I would say Boston, but magiging hurdle nila dyan was Milwaukee. Kasi matchup problem eh. Milwaukee is a matchup problem. Kung saan mo titingnan.
Raptors,
sinong babantay kay Giannis? Sinong babantay kay Chris Middleton?
Kemba.
Pero if you would consider yung system and kung paano i-coach ni Brad Stevens yung Boston.
Tama.
I mean with tsaka kung sino yung personal ni Brad Stevens. Kung titingnan mo, kung yan lang yung personal ni Brad Stevens, kung sa ibang coach yan, baka hindi niya nadala sa playoffs yan. Kung yung caliber, like, yan lang sila Tatum, Kemba, and Jaylen Brown, kung sila lang. Kasi for me, Boston is a very underrated team. Hindi siya ganun napapansin. Napapansin lang dahil they have Jason Tatum. That's it. They have Kemba.
Mataas cards nun. Mataas
din ang value ng cards nun.
Magbebenta lang ng cards si Juanito.
Pero we'll see. I mean Boston kung talagang on point sila lagi. Kumbaga, minsan kasi nagkakaroon ng defensive lapses din ng Boston, lalo na pag it's either si yung kunyari nilalabas kasi at the time nilalabas ni Joel Embiid yung big man nila,
Daniel
Theis, nilalabas niya. Yun, nagkakaroon lang ng matchup problem sa mga ganun or defensive lapses. Pero pag nagawa nila ng adjustment siguro yan sino ba next sa kalaban nila?
Toronto.
See? Yun, pwede pa, 'di ba? So, we'll see.
Interesting matchup.
Interesting matchup siya. Baka umabot sa hanggang dulo ang Boston.
May message tayo dito. Huwag ka na daw manguking, sabi ni Mikey Reyes, Gelo Vito.
Nag-message na rin sa akin eh.
Huli ka, boy.
Nag-message na rin sa Viber group namin eh. Tumingin kayo sa chat, deputa.
Hindi lang, di natin kailangan ng censorship dito. Free-flowing lang po kami dito. Hindi pa po kaming kinuha ng kahit anong production company. So, free-flowing po ang Standing Room Only PH. Shoutout lang tayo sa mga nag-comment sa stream, guys. No? Shoutout tayo kay Mr. Jigs Reyes, Mr. Carlo Villagracia, si Idol Richie Villarus.
Uy!
Idol.
Richie!
Nakainom, Richie. Hindi ako nakainom.
Richie!
Tapos ito sa mga tinitingala natin sa UP pare, the OG Paulo Romero.
My senior.
Dito si Pauroms.
Isang karangalan
Roms, my idol.
Shoutout rin tayo sa JT's Manukan Grill, sabi ni Tita Cecil Gregorio Ascalon. I believe Tita Mato Juanits.
Yun.
Greetings daw from
JT's
JT's
ka naman, Juanits.
Pamanok ka naman, Juanits.
Yung branch niya, Juanits, yung sa Blue Ridge, di ba?
Wow, pare, ang daming nag-comment, pare. Ang dami. Ang dami. Pero let's shoutout rin tayo dun sa mga the rest, no, para di naman sila ma-feel ma-left out.
Si Eman.
Oy, Eman! The best, Eman. It's your Eman.
Shoutout rin tayo kay Casey Astro Boy, Carlo Dino, Sopnong. Si Coach Mo's watching. Coach Mo.
Hey!
And Ma'am Kata Lanes, thank you for watching also.
Uy,
And,
ate kata.
Si Idol Mikey Reyes talagang very active sa stream natin. Thank you, Mikey, for blessing us with
Salamat.
Yan.
Share mo naman to, Mikey.
Ganyan dapat Habs pag si Mikey.
Share mo naman to, Mikey.
Siguro ito magsisimula na kami ng petition para mag-guest si Mikey Reyes sa show.
Yun. Sabay mo kay Dar.
Lahat ng ni Mike, lahat ng baho ni Mikey lalabas natin.
Ako po. Pare, baka di tayo tigilan sa comment section, bro.
Pare, baka hindi na mag-guess yan.
Much respect to Mikey. Much respect. Again, in behalf of me, Luis, Juanito, Migs, we'd like to thank the three of you, Jarrell, Diego, and Gelo, for taking time out of your very busy celebrity schedules to be the first
Grabe.
on our
Cooking lang.
sa aming munting podcast. Thank you guys.
I wanna say thanks. No, these three guys, we all come from sobrang yung past namin, malalayo na talaga. Si Jarrell was my teammate, 13 under. Sabay kami pumapalakpak niyan sa bench dati. Pag sumuscore na ng 25 points si Vito, papalakpakan na namin si Vito.
Pare, humihika pa si Juanits noon.
Oo. Meron akong hika game nun. Binuhay lang ako ng daddy ni Jarrell. Kaya thank you, Vito. Gelo, guys, if hindi ko pa nakikwento, I think nakwento ko na sa lahat to. Galit na galit ako kay Gelo nung grade school. No, both grade 6 tsaka grade 7. Entering the final 4 ng grade school. Si Gelo, biglang magto-35 points yan. Tapos lalabas ng wala lang. Parang napakayabang. So, the whole time, first training namin ng team B, sabi ko, hindi ko ito magiging kaibigan. 7 years after, wala, nandito na sa
Tapos ito ba? Sa lahat ng birthday party ni Juanito sa buong college day namin, pinuntahan ko. Si Juanito, ni isa wala. Sa lahat ng pakain ko, sa lahat ng party ko, ni isa wala.
Babawi ako.
Isa wala.
Babawi ako.
Sabi naman yun, pare, ba't gano'n?
Si Diego, syempre, Brad. Kumbaga, bata pa lang yan. Nakikita ko na yan eh. Ano pa lang dati? Dati may crush. Brad, dati nag-Ateneo basketball school kami niya. Crush na lahat ng babaeng kalaro namin.
Ayun.
Wow.
Typical Diego Dario.
Bata pa lang. Bata pa
Those
lang
were,
yung si Diego,
past
point guard na yan eh.
Wow.
Past na
Point
yun,
guard
past.
yung ano niya ni Jericho dati.
Courtside vision yan, sir.
Courtside vision. So, thank you guys. Thank you na napaunlakan nyo ang aming pag-imbita.
At
Sana
saka,
hindi naman kami makakahindi sa'yo eh.
tsaka
Sana
syempre,
maulit to.
maliban sa thank you sa show, thank you din sa service na binigay niyo sa UP community. Hindi mawawala yun. Lahat naman tayo dito UP, di ba? So, ano yun, something na from the heart na thank you lang talaga do sa sa years na nilaro niyo for the team. Whether yung kulelat pa dati, up to the point na umabot sa finals, kayo din yun eh, kayo nagbuhat nun. Tsaka yung
Thanks, bro.
goosebumps talaga.
Thanks,
Tsaka masabi ko
Thank
lang,
you.
Thank you.
napag-usapan namin yun bago nung kami, nagpa-practice. Na ikaw pala, Jarrell, yung bumabantay kay Lastimosa. Sure ako stepping yun
Huwag mo
eh.
na ipaalala.
Sabi ko lang. Sabi ko lang.
Masakit na masakit.
Sure
Coach
ako,
Bo,
pare.
sorry nga pala, Coach Bo. Sorry.
Sure ako, pare. Stepping yun. Di mo kasalanan yun.
Boarding pa eh, no? Grabe. Pero respect yun kay Lastimosa. Galing.
Chamber.
Isa lang ang trabaho, fa-fouling ka na lang. So, makikita mo yung tito ni Juanito, makikita mo si Coach RG. Dapat finaul mo, nagwawala na siya.
Sa gilid.
Nagwawala na si Coach RG. Good
All right.
times, good times.
Again, thank you guys. We can be grateful enough that you guys were the first guests of our slowly growing podcast, Standing Room Only PH. Thank you guys. Thank you to our viewers who stuck with us even if we went overtime. But we hope that you enjoyed as much as we did. And for me, Luis, Juanito, and Migs, this has been Standing Room Only PH. See you next week, Sunday at the same time on the same page. See you guys. Happy Sunday and happy long weekend, actually. Bye.
Bye.
See you
Thanks, guys.
guys.
Bye.